Race fans, welcome to another edition of the Look Ahead for the Empire Super Sprints presented by our friends at Marathon Petroleum. Remember, Marathon is proud to fuel drivers and their co-pilots because we're driven together. On this edition of the Look Ahead, we will recap the Empire Super Sprint action in the North Country at the Can-Am Speedway and the Brockville Ontario Speedway. Then we will look ahead to one of the biggest events on the schedule, the $5,000 to win Coal Cup at the Utica-Rome Speedway this Saturday night. So, a couple of weeks back on August the 2nd, Can-Am Speedway was in action for the Empire Super Sprints, and Billy Van Inwagen drove the number 10 to victory lane, his first win for car owner Paul Cole Giovanni. So, guys, congratulations on that victory. Davey Franick, another strong outing, finishing in the runner-up spot. Jordan Poirier maintained the point lead with his third-place finish. Then it was Logan Crisafulli and the Honey Badger, Sammy Reeks IV, rounding out the top five at Can-Am. On Saturday, we went north of the border, and no, Mother Nature didn't have an impact on this one. Shocking, I know. And it was no panic. Davey Franick in victory lane for the third time in 2024 with the series. Danny Varon finished in the runner-up spot. Alex Terrian, career run for him, finishing in spot number 3. Jordan Poirier, Billy V, on the back of a win on Friday, finished 5th on Saturday night. Now, there was a little bit of shake-up here at the top of the points, not by who's leading it, because it was an 8-point advantage prior to the last weekend for Jordan Poirier. Now he has stretched that to a 26-point advantage. So Jordan Poirier leads all drivers with 1,332 points, still searching for that first win. And Jordan, I know it's coming soon, man. I can't keep saying it on all these episodes, so it's got to happen, all right? Defending series champion. 8 top 5 finishes, 13 top 10s in 13 events has kept him on top of the points. Davey Franick, by virtue of the win, moves into the 2 spot, 1306. 3 wins. Again, 9 top 5s, 11 top 10s. Jason Barney sits third, 1288. He's a 2-time winner, 6 top 5s, and 13 top 10 finishes. Matt Tanner, Billy Van Inwagen complete the top 5. Danny Varon, Sean Donath, Jordan Thomas, Kelly Hibbing, and Trevor Years round out your top 10. Now, as I said, we look ahead to one of the biggest events on the schedule here this coming weekend, the Coal Cup. I was looking for some content to put in here. I know I normally like to show a race video, etc., but I was able to go back and find an old 31st lap podcast. I used to do a podcast with a couple buddies of mine, Chris Markport, John Bomas, and Rich Post, and we actually spoke with the winner of the first ever Coal Cup of the Utica-Rome Speedway. So let's check out that interview we did back in 2013.
Wherever you're headed, Marathon is there because we're driven together.
Well, we just briefly chatted about it, and now joining us on the Creekside Entertainment Hotline is the winner of the Coal Cup on Sunday night at the Utica-Rome Speedway, the 2-day show, Mr. Stuart Friesen. And Stu, as always, thanks a lot for taking time to be on tonight, and congratulations on the Coal Cup victory.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me. I really appreciate it, and thanks as well for the congrats. It was a pretty cool race, and definitely neat to be on top of it.
You know, let's just get right to it. Take us through that last lap. Well, take us through those last 5 laps. You know, Steve gets a good restart, gets by on the outside, which is almost shocking because, you know, we didn't see a lot of guys be able to make that groove work. It was good early, but then he uses it on the restart, gets by it, and then Steve Poirier made a mistake, you know, last turn, you know, to help you get the win. I mean, what goes through your mind?
It was pretty crazy. It was a wild finish. You know, like you said, there was just enough brown, you know, a little bit of bite left on the top of 3 and 4 at the end of the race, and I had given up on it. And you know, especially when we were coming up through and we were lapping cars and stuff, there was nobody really up there using it. And he found that stuff on the restart, and you know, my jaw dropped when he got a little bit of a run and went around the top of me, and you know, we just had to play catch up after that. So I rolled the wing back a little bit more, and you know, kind of charged back after him, and you know, he was able to get out to a 5 or 6 car length lead, and we came down and got the white flag, and you know, he still had probably 4 car lengths. We kind of evened out with 2 to go, and I think I made maybe a car length back. It felt like, you know, coming to white, and you know, it was just kind of one of those things where I think we were out of time, and we got up into lap traffic, and I ran it into turn 3 about as hard as I could, and you know, fortunately for me, he got you know, kind of bottled up behind a car there and got some dirty air, and he just had to check up for a moment, and it was enough for us to slip by. So really cool. You know, without the caution, I think we had it, you know, kind of in the bag, and we were just kind of cruising, lapping cars there. The car was really, really good, and you know, made kind of an exciting end of it. So definitely happy we came out on top, and you know, definitely really proud of Doug Emery and his team, and Barb Patterson. It's a great group that we got there with the sprint car team, and I'm just fortunate that, you know, Doug picked me to put in at the beginning of the year.
You know, the Coal Cup, you know, there's not
a lot of big name sprint car races here in New York, especially for the 360 sprint cars. The first one, we look at your history at Utica-Rome. I mean, you're the all-time, I mentioned this in Victory Lane, you're the all-time winningest modified driver there. You achieved that this year, another track title this year. And now the Coal Cup victory, the first ever Coal Cup. I mean, how special is that? And how neat was it that Mr. Cole, Gene Cole, actually came down on the track to present this trophy? That's something he never does.
That was pretty cool. I didn't really realize that he's never went down there and made a presentation until he told me. He said, God damn it, Friesen, you dragged me out of the tower for this. He goes, I had to come down here and give you this stupid trophy, and that's just the way he is, and it's pretty cool. It was neat. There's a lot of neat pictures of me and him, and I've known Gene, and he helped me out in my race team, back in 06 and 07 when I was, just getting started and kind of got on my own there, and made sure that I had the stuff I needed to get to Utica-Rome on Sundays. And, fast forward, 7-8 years later, and I'm racing with Tommy Cullen, and, he's just putting everything right into that speedway right now. And it's one of the premier tracks in New York, the best track to race, as far as a Sunday night venue, and really one of the only tracks that can make a Sunday night race night work. And it's pretty cool what they've done with that Coal Cup deal and having a premier 360 sprint race. I think with the way sprint car racing has kind of evolved, in the New York State stuff, it was long overdue for a race like that of that nature, and draw some Pennsylvania guys up, to draw the URC guys up, Stillwagon in that group, and it was pretty cool. So to be a part of that, and just to be a part of it in general, and then let alone win the damn thing, was pretty darn cool.
Wherever you're headed, Marathon is there because we're driven together.
Well, there you heard from Stuart Friesen, the winner of the inaugural Coal Cup way back in 2013. Now, if you're wondering where the name Coal Cup comes from, those of the Utica-Rome Speedway have no question, and if you just watch the whole interview, you'll understand. Gene Cole, the former owner of the Utica-Rome Speedway, was the owner of this track when this event was named back in 2013, and it's run every year in his honor as to what he's done for Utica-Rome. Kept the place open, kept the place thriving. I know I spent a lot of years there during my announcing career on Sunday nights working for Gene Cole, and it was a pleasure. So again, great race to honor a great man here as we look ahead to the Empire Super Sprint weekend. Again, this event occurs on Saturday night. That's right, not Friday night, Saturday night here at Utica-Rome. Gates open at 4, hot laps at 6, race time is 7 p.m. Grandstand admission is $25. Seniors are $23. Kids 11 under are free. The pit area, $45 if you're a non-member, $40 for members. Kids are $10, and children 5 and under are $2. So I mentioned racing will get off at 7 p.m. As we look back to the history of this event, it's had several incarnations. It started out as a 30-lap race. It did have one season that it was a 50-lap race, and the last this year will be run as a 25-lap affair. Former winners of this race, we mentioned Stuart Friesen won the first two events in 13 and 14. Mark Smith, the winner in 2016. 2017, Jason Barney. Davey Franick won the 50-lap edition in 2019, and then Jason Barney won the last one back in 2022. So really looking forward to this event. I will be in attendance at Utica-Rome. This is, again, one of those events I don't like to miss. Looking forward to it. Should be a great field of cars. All the heavy hitters are going to be there, and you just never know what's going to happen. I'm not even going to make a pick on this one because this race has eluded some that you think should have won it, and when guys have come in from out of town and attempted to qualify and won it, a la Mark Smith. So you just never know what can happen at Utica-Rome Speedway when the Coal Cup rolls around. But $5,000 on the line, I expect it to be an awesome show. If you can't make it, don't forget it is available on Flow Racing, but I'd rather see you sitting there in the grandstands taking in the action. So now for all of us here from the Empire Super Sprints, my name is Mike Mallett. If you're looking for more information, check out EmpireSuperSprints.com. YouTube, Empire Super Sprints. Facebook, Empire Super Sprints. ES Sprints or Empire Super Sprints on Twitter, Instagram as well. And remember, we want to thank our friends at Marathon. Marathon knows that fans are the true co-pilot of any team. That's why Marathon is here to keep you and your team fueled, because we're driven together. So we want to thank Marathon Petroleum for sponsoring these look-aheads. And again, we look forward to seeing you this weekend at Utica-Rome Speedway.